doing your problems today. Okay? For CGI today, one of your learning targets is that I can break apart numbers. And so you have some number work at the very top of your page. And you're going to work on breaking apart numbers and showing how you break apart numbers. The second part of your CGI work today is the problem. And I want you to read it along with me while I read it aloud. Okay? The problem says, it takes blank cups of flour to make a pan of brownies. How many pans of brownies can you make with blank cups of flour? Now, what do good readers, when they read a book or whether they read a math problem, they make a picture or they visualize what they're reading. So what are we talking about in this problem today? What are we talking about in this problem today? Michael Hall? We're making a pan of brownies. Can everyone see the pan of brownies in their head? They can see the yummy pan of gooey, chocolatey brownies. Okay? Now, what else do we know about the pan of brownies? Michael Harmon?
It takes 2 cups of flour to fill a pan.
Okay, so we have some number choices to use, don't we? And in the first one, it says it takes 2 cups of flour to make a pan of brownies. Okay? What else do we know in the problem? So we know how many cups of flour we need to make a pan of brownies. Jesus, what else do we know?
There's 8 cups.
Okay, so we know how many cups of flour we have. Okay, so we know how many cups of flour it takes to make a pan of brownies in our ingredient list when we're looking through our ingredients. And we also know how many cups of flour we have total. What do we need to figure out today? Kayla Cohen?
How many cups are there?
Okay, we need to figure out how many, we know our cups, we know how many cups of flour we have to make 1 pan of brownies. We know how many cups of flour we have total. What do we need to know, Kayla Smith?
How many brownies can we make with 8 cups of flour?
Yeah, how many pans of brownies can we make if we have 8 cups of flour? How many pans of brownies can we make if we have 20 cups of flour? Okay, so we have some work to do, our number work, where we're breaking apart numbers, and then we have our problem today, and you can go ahead and get started on your problems. Making sure that you show your work and show your thinking and how you solved the problem. Please make sure that your numbers are neat and easy to read, and it's quality work.
inside the circles? 10 tallies. Okay, so we have 5 circles with 10 tallies, and what did that turn out to be? Is this what we got there? Okay. Good. Now, is there another way to make that number? For how many people? Is a number center? Is that your strategy that you're working with here? Good. Is it getting harder as you get to this number? Yeah, so what's your strategy here?
Good job, honey.
So you're counting by 9? Okay, good. How are you doing, Paige? Good job, Paige. This is what you're doing. Okay. Okay, so you're drawing a picture, you're drawing squares for your cups. Keep working.
We're down to this number, okay? So we said 8 cups of flour equals 4 pans of brownies, okay? So now we're going to do 1, 2, 3. 3 cups of flour equals how many pans of brownies? Just 1. Okay? How many cups of flour all together? And how many pans of brownies are we gonna have now?
4 pans of brownies. Oh, that's right. The question says how many pans of brownies. Yep. Good. Thanks for catching that. Good job rechecking your work.
These 3 equal 1 pan of
And
brownies.
so here, are you still counting?
So you said we're gonna add 3 more, we got 6 altogether.
You're counting by 9s.
We added 1 more,
Good.
3 cups, and now we're gonna only add 1 more, to equal 11. Good. So if we add 3 more, how many cups do we have all together?
And what's your strategy to solve this?
Good job. So if we have 7 cups of flour, that's what it is. Yep, there you go. Are you getting it now, or kind of? Okay. So you tell me what to write the next one. What am I gonna do?
So you're looking at this, how do you solve that first 1, 2, and 8?
What's the first thing we're gonna do? Because we have to stop at 15, okay? So what's the next thing we do?
And You working on your number work? Okay, and how did you solve that? What was your strategy for doing it? Those are some bigger numbers, like 75 is, isn't it? That's for the first one? And so what did you do there?
Okay, so do your three. So now what do we do next? We said we got 3 here. How many do we have together now? So 12 cups of flour equal, like this equal. Okay, so we're gonna start at 15.
Okay. So we got 51? So you crossed out 51 and you had 20. And so, did that help you find that number? Yeah? Kind of a little bit? Okay. So we'll put you to draw the picture and we try to solve it that way. Because that's a bigger number. Was this an easier number? 40? How did you do that one? You're still working on that one? Okay. I noticed you had 2 times 20. I just wondered how you got that. No, you're just using this first row of tallies? Okay. Okay.
It's just the numbers changed.
Okay.
Are you getting the same answer? Oh. What you did, because I didn't put you in 2 times 15. But that's not, you can't do multiplication.
Is there a way you can do this for multiplication? Can you think of a multiplication sentence? For that? How'd you get 5? Where'd the 5 come from? The boxes, the hands, where'd the 3 come from? A couple of fours. Good job. Equals. You did. Good. Try doing multiplication with this one now.
What did you do on this?
See why your times are not behind it. Do you have labels? That'd be right, dear. You've been doing that. What?
So
Okay, I'll do a multiplication sentence with that.
So could you show this number a different way? How could you show this number? So 5 times 10 equals versus the same as.
Where'd you get the 4 from?
Like another sentence on the other side?
From it's in the pan. So, could have you done it this way? 4 times what is going to give you
How is this one?
20?
It looks like you were thinking on that one.
Could have you done that?
Oh.
And what's it give you? So 4 times 5 equals.
So you were gonna start off
So how many hands does it make you give you?
7 and move the parentheses, right?
Good.
Times.
You got it, girls. You got it. Good job.
So did the smaller numbers kind of help you once you got to the bigger numbers? Okay.
First I'm adding like circles
Okay.
and then I'm just like
So what did you do here? How did you know how many to put here? So you
no, I didn't know it. At first I'm just like guessing.
guessing and checking. Good. Okay, that's a strategy. Good. Guessing and checking. Okay, good. So let's see how you do. So I can see your groups of nines. Page one, Devante. What are you working on here? Oh, did you show your work so you can move on to another page? Yeah? Let's see what you got back here. So what did you do?
I did 2, 4, 6, 8, and then I do some pins, and then I kind of 4.
Oh, okay. And then you got your 4 kinds of brownies. I like your label. You did a nice job. So now you've got that one, and you've done this one, and this one. So now which one are you working on? This one, 360. Okay. Are you working on that one?
So I just costed them out because I just want to go back.
Okay. So you think that what you did on the other page will help you with these larger numbers? Yeah? Okay. Good. And watch that, because is that 81 or 18? Is it? Go back and check. I think it's 81. 81. All right. Good. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this and share out in about 2 minutes. So finish up your thoughts. I see some wonderful, wonderful work and strategies.
You did a nice job showing your work that you did 2 pages. I love it. Good job. And I love how you did that. That's awesome. Good. So what was your project? That's okay.
Make sure you put your label onto your book. What's the label gonna be? 5 what?
Okay, we're gonna share out, so please start to wrap up your thinking. If you didn't finish, that's fine. Put your books away. If you have a book out and you were just reading quietly and waiting, and we're going to share. And what does it look like when we're sharing CGI? we're going to actually use the document camera today to share out some of our wonderful work, because some of you, or all of you, did a great job with showing your work. And I saw that we even had 2 people in our classroom that had to go on to another page because they did such a great job using their strategies and showing all their work. So they had to use a second page, and that's wonderful. That's fine to do. If you need to do that in CGI, make sure that you do that. So we're going to share on the document camera today, looking at your work, okay, and seeing how other people did that. So what should it look like when we're sharing out, Michael Hall? It's quiet, okay? What's your job? Gabby? Listen to the other person's strategies, right? You could learn a new strategy from one of the other friends in our classroom. So your job is to listen to all the different strategies that we're going to show today, because all of you, as I was walking around, and you didn't get a chance to do this, but as I was walking around, I got to see all the different ways that people solve this problem. And some of them are similar, but some of them are just a little bit different, and it might be a way that might help you the next time you have a problem like this. So that's what your job is right now. Your pencils are down, and then your eyes would just be forward on the screen. Okay? All right, so let's talk about and have Deontay, could you please put your notebook up by the camera, please? And Luce, could you put yours up, please? Deontay, can you see? We have a loose connection.
Right there, whatever you were just doing before.
That better, Miss Brown?
No, you had it. Someone else again. No, it was that word that you were just messing with before. Flashing off and on. Ooh, right there.
Okay. All right. Is that better now? No.
Keep flashing off and on.
All right. We're having some technical difficulties with that, so could you please come with your notebook to the carpet? Just sit in your spots for a little bit. All right, we're doing it quickly and quietly. Deontay, can you come up? Luce, can you come on up, please? Veronica, can you come on up? Gage, could you sit by the basics so we can just squeeze everybody in? I'm asking a couple people to share because I want to show you, so Austin, make sure you can see, okay? So, Veronica's going to show, okay, what she did, and kind of, I want you to think about what she did. So she's going to show, okay, we're going to start with our problem first, and then we'll go back to our number work, okay? So for our problem today, it takes blank cups of flour to make a pan of brownies. How many pans of brownies can you make with blank cups of flour? Okay? Now, I want you to look at Veronica's page here. Austin, can you see it? Okay? What do you guys notice about her work here? Where I'm pointing my finger. What do you notice about that? Kayla Anthony, can you see? Okay, then move up somewhere so you can see. What do you notice about her work? Kayla Smith?
She drew a picture of 8. She drew a picture of 8. And the 2 brownies.
Well, right here. Do you see this one? Right here. She drew a picture. What did she draw a picture of? Gage? She drew a picture of some cups, didn't she? Does everybody see that?
Yeah.
Then what did she do? then what did she do, Justin? What did she do?
She drew cup.
Okay, she drew some cups. What did she do next? What did she do next, Gabby? She counted how many pans of brownies she had, but how did she do that? How did she do that? Faith, you notice something that she did? I noticed something that she did with the cups. She drew the cups, but then she drew more. Could you say it nice and loud? I see something else in her picture. Taylor, do you see it?
She circled two of them to show that that two of them would make a pan of brownies.
So she circled two of them, and Taylor said it's because she wanted to show that these two cups in here would make one pan of brownies. Do you all agree with that? Okay, so in her picture, she has the cups and then she circled them, and then I noticed that she has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then up here she has 4 pans of brownies as her answer. How many of you agree with Veronica? That you got 4 pans of brownies. Tahim, do you agree with Veronica? Okay. How many of you think you could try using that strategy? How many of you think that would work for you with smaller numbers at least? Okay, good, thank you, Veronica. I'm going to show you another way that Deontay did his. Okay, now Deontay did his, and who can tell me what Deontay did? What did Deontay do? I'm right where my finger is. He did the same, we're talking about the same number set, Kayla Cohen, that Veronica did. Got 2 and 8. So it takes 2 cups of flour to make a pan of brownies. How many pans of brownies can you make with 8 cups of flour? Okay. Okay. So this is what he did. What did he do, Gage?
He counted by twos and got to 8.
He counted by 2s and got to 8, and then what?
He counted how many numbers there are and got his.
Yeah, do you see what he did? He has 2, 4, 6, 8. So Kayla, Anthony, he just wrote the numbers, and then he counted. He stopped at 8 because we know that we need 8. We have 8 cups of flour to make the brownies. So then he counted 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he has 4 pans of brownies. He has neat numbers. I can see his work. I can see where his answer goes, Terrence. Okay? So he solved it in a different way. How many of you think you would try this way to solve this problem, where instead of drawing a picture, you kind of use the numbers? Okay? All right. So he did it this way. I'm going to give that back to you. Thanks, Deontay. And Luce, okay, in Luce's work, what do you notice about hers? Hers is right up here. What do you notice about Luce's? Michael Harmon? He did it like, so she had a similar strategy to yours? Okay, and what was that? Okay, so Luce has her numbers and she has 2 and then an arrow, 4 and an arrow, 6 and an arrow, and 8. Okay? And then she has, and then she must have, what did you do here, Luce?
I counted how many arrows I have there, and then I got 1.
Okay, so she counted her numbers or your arrows? 1, 2, 3 of 3 arrows. You counted your numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you got 4 pans of brownies. Okay, good. Let's talk about one of the bigger number choices, okay? And I want you to think about the way that Veronica did it with the pictures. When you got to 9 and 81, so it takes 9 cups of flour to make a pan of brownies. How many pans of brownies can you make with 81 cups of flour? Ooh. If we have to draw a picture for that, did anybody draw a picture for 9 and 81? I didn't see. Gage, did you draw a picture? Okay? Okay, so let's take a look at what Gage did. So Gage told us that he drew a picture for 9 and 81. So find 9 and 81 and how you solve that number set. Okay? Because that's a lot bigger, that's a lot different than 2 and 4. So Gage's 9 and 81 is this piece of work right here. See? Okay? So he did what? What did he do? Austin, what do you see here? He drew some pans of brownies. What else do you see? Luce?
I see that he put it looks like he put some lines in rows and then he added in
Okay, so he put some 9 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He has 9 in a row. Do you all see that? So he has 9 cups of flour in a row in his picture. Okay? Then, but Gage also said something else. What else did you say, Gage?
Oh, I did 9 times 9 equals 81.
So you already knew 9 times 9 equals 81. Does anybody know what that's called? Some of you are shaking me the Me Too sign that you know 9 times 9 equals 81, and that kind of helped you solve this problem. How many of you know what that's called? Michael Harmon? Well, if you could have used the nines trick. Taylor, do you remember? Well, he already knew his math facts, didn't he? Tahim, what were you going to say? A derived fact. So if he knew 9 times 9 equals 81, did that help you when you were solving this? Okay, but which helped you more? Knowing the fact or drawing your picture?
Because I did an extra line.
Oh, so Gage kind of made a mistake in his picture. How many of you have ever made a mistake when you're working on your picture? If you do a picture strategy for CGI and you make a mistake. Okay, so he had to write the numbers on the side so he remembered. So he said that it really helped him to know this fact, 9 times 9 equals 81, because when he drew his picture, he made a mistake. Okay? And that's good because I was talking with Jesus too, and Jesus's work, he used, can I show yours, Jesus? He used his numbers. So instead of drawing a picture and putting tally marks in, Caleb Cohen, okay, he has just his numbers and then he added his numbers. And I asked Jesus, I said, how did you know where to stop for 9 and 81? And he said, well, I'm just putting some groups of 9 down and then I'm guessing and checking. So I'm going to see what I get with what I have figured out so far, and then I'm going to keep counting on. Okay, so that's a good strategy to use as well. Let's talk about breaking apart our numbers. Okay, thank you, Gage. Thank you, Jesus. So, breaking apart your numbers. Who can tell me how you made the number 75? What did you do to make the number 75? Someone that I haven't heard from this morning. Josiah. Okay, so you could count by 5s. So what would my number sentence look like? How many groups of 5s did you have? How many groups of 5 are there in 75? Gage, do you know? Okay, keep thinking. Luce?
What?
There's 20 groups of 5? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, should I do that? Tahim disagrees. That's okay. What's better, Tahim? What's better?
Because I know it takes 25 to equal 100.
Okay. So Tahim said that there's 20 groups of 5 to make 100. So that wouldn't be 75, would it? Let's keep thinking. What would we put down, Michael Harmon? Could you say that louder, please? 15 groups of 5? What do we think of 15 groups of 5? Michael Hall, do you agree with that? 15 groups of 5? How can I write that without writing 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 15 times? Deontay, do you know how I could write that? Could I do 15 times 5? Does that work? Jesus?
You could like 10 and then after you're done, you can split them up.
Okay, so I could count by tens? So how could I count by tens, Jesus? What would my number sentence be like?
Five?
10 times 5? Do we have to do times? Could we do addition?
Yeah.
Yeah? Gail Anthony, how could I figure out 75? How could I make 75? What is it?
25 plus 20 plus 20.
25 plus 25 plus 25 equals 75. Do we agree with that? Yeah? Michael Hall?
70 plus 5.
70 plus 5. Okay, let's talk about 40. How did you make the number 40? How did you make the number 40? Kayla Smith?
20 plus 20.
20 plus 20. How did you make the number 40? Terrence?
10
Good. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. Michael Harmon? So how could you take Terrence's way and make it into a multiplication number sentence? Austin? 10 times 4. Okay. We're going to continue working on breaking apart numbers. You did a great job showing your work and showing your thinking. I want you to continue doing that tomorrow and while we're working on CGI to show your thinking. So you did a great job with that. Thank you very much. Okay. You may head back, put your CGI notebooks away.